Yeah, kia ora whānau. Back at Kaitiaki Mara Kai here, Backyard Gardens, solutions for food security and sustainability here in Kaikohe. And we're at one of our projects here. Going to be planting some potatoes today, and looks like we've got some lettuce to do as well. So we're just going to pull up our broccoli. It has pretty much now come to the end of the season, and plant out there, and our beds over there and over here. That's where the leopards were, cover crop and planting out. So we'll keep you update as we go along. Alright then. So Tony, tell us what you're doing now.
Well, these guys are at the end of their life. They don't hang on forever. And
Yep.
We change them to the next crop. We're going to pull the plants, put the plants, what's left on the compost heap, let the worms have a go, and we'll fork the soil over. We have some lettuces here, so we'll see how they go.
So you wouldn't leave the roots in the soil at all, or could you?
Yeah, some of them do, but these take a bit of breaking down, so.
Yeah.
They're not as bad as, say, celery root systems, man. Could you cut them? I haven't brought a knife with me either, otherwise I suppose you could have.
Yep. Just thinking about all the organisms, and look, I see some of the root systems here's got fungi around it,
Yeah.
which just adds the carbon.
White stuff on the hands.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So see all that white stuff in there? That's your fungi.
Yeah, see it.
Capability of the carbon to go down into the soil, and both the organisms in the soil then create into sugars, and then it goes back into the plant. So that cycle of moving, extract it from the atmosphere through the photosynthesis process,
Yeah.
into the leaves, down to the roots, into the soil. Yep. It's this whole regenerative process.
Now we've got a lot of compost on top.
Now, we saw here, as we notified last time, because we've got this purple again coming through, which tells us the nitrogen's depleted, per se. What's a plant crop that we can put in that doesn't need as much nitrogen? Or do we need to now put some...
They like a bit of nitrogen, but obviously beetroot.
Yep.
And beans, beetroot, maybe carrots.
Yep.
And we're bringing up from down below, and we'll put a bit more compost on. Put some plants in here, but this soil has turned out a lot better.
It's nice, eh?
Not bad.
Nice.
But another year,
Yep.
and you blend the stuff in.
One of the signs to the biology of the soil is the increase of worms. And so part of what we were doing too is keeping an eye out of what the soil is telling us. So seeing fungi around the plants, that's a good sign. Seeing worms in there, the texture and the colour. But we've got to keep adding in organic material, hence the compost.
There's a lot of roots in here from those broccoli. He's having a crack at these cabbages. Good. Another couple of weeks and we'll probably. I might have some beetroot and I might put some of that in.
Yep. So remember last time we came in and we put some blood and bone around. the spinach and the kale. Boy, the kale's looking good.
Now's the time, guys, to start when you're looking into your garden, getting stuff planted, because before we know it will be December. You need to have stuff, especially like potatoes, into it. A bit more compost on that, since you've got some here. A little bucket.
Look at all that. Silver fungi.
You need the compost for them to support the fungus.
So what are we going to do?
Now there's a bloke. He's not too happy about the whole situation.
The worm.
He's expecting a few more, but they'll come.
So the idea is we're just building up soil health by adding an organic matter, which is the compost. Yeah, there's a few in there, and
Actually,
see how the root system actually adds an aerating process, and it allows the worms too, once they die off, they can channel through. But it's holding carbon in the soil. It's beautiful. We'll take this and put it into our worm farm. Too much, alright? Okie dokie. I'll give you an update soon.
the soil's still a bit really clumpy, but it's getting better, and this stuff will help work into the dirt. And the potatoes we're going to plant in here will even do more. I think potatoes are one of the best soil conditioners of the lot.
So we're just leaving the cover crop,
Yeah,
which is lupins,
we'll cut it down. Yeah,
and just letting it mulch into the
we'll be
soil.
We'll be breaking down while we are growing spuds, because we want to make the most of this weather we've got at the moment.
Yep. And what'd you say the white stuff was again?
Gypsum.
Gypsum.
It's
So
calcium based with sulphur. And
Yep.
it just breaks up soil.
Yep.
It doesn't raise the pH.
So-
Like lime does.
So we're just breaking, I'm just turning that in, and then we're going to plant out the potatoes in here
You see how all the leaf,
and over there.
this leaf stuff that was on these ones that were cut,
Yep.
it's gone.
Yep.
It's rotted into the soil.
Yep. Mulched in.
Broken down.
Broken down. Yep.
It's growing compost, guys.
And this, yeah. It's awesome. All right, I'll keep going. Here we go. Using the trench method, like I did back at the house.
Put the shoots to the top.
So little shoots to the top.
Right,
And we've also put in some potassium sulfate.
it's a wide row one. So it's clean stuff.
Certified organic.
So it's natural stuff, none of that acid stuff. And we just go like this to start the ball rolling. And when they start coming up, we'll grab that side and that side, then pull it up. So it gives them more. So at the moment, it's everyone has their different ways. We're going to have the stuff breaking down today. Look at that. Put 6 inches into your soil, globules.
So just to let you know what Tony was talking about there. Remember last time we talked about the difference between root systems? Long root systems like this and more clustered at the base. So for example, See the beetroot here? Sorry, the broccoli. No, yes, broccoli. See how you got it's all clustered at the bottom, whereas this one is all it's long. That tells you two of those signs. That tells you this soil here is compacted, and so the root has to force its way down into the soil, and in doing so, it aerates it, and that's one of the advantages of putting a cover crop in, and it breaks down the soil. So that told us that this soil has been compacted, and we're utilising the plant to help break the soil down. Whereas this root system tells me that the soil is loose, and therefore the roots tend to be clustered around the plant. And really what it's doing is this one here has got easy access to all the microorganisms and the usage of photosynthesis, which takes the carbon out of the atmosphere, goes down into the root system, into the soil and the microorganisms then munch it up and feed it back as sugars to the plant. And so this plant, because the soil is loose, it can grow its roots around where it is because it's got easy access. Whereas our cover crop, it has to go down into the soil to find its nutrients because it's compacted. And so now what we're doing is loosening it up. And the other part about it is we're utilising potatoes to help it move from compaction, even though it's nice and loose there, but it helps bring it back into a soil that we can work and have these other plants in it. Anyway, that's just a little bit about what the roots tell you, little signs. We've seen some worms in here as we've been digging it through, but really we're actually really happy with the way the soil looks and feels, and it was good putting a cover crop in. I think that was a good decision there, Tony, putting that cover crop in even though it was late.
My wife had written buy some, had some oats to use.
So you'll see if we pull these plants up, there'll be a shallow root system because the soil is already loose and all the nutrients are sitting in that top layer. We're having to introduce good nutrients in here, whether it's blood and bone, compost, Well, anyway, it's looking pretty good.
Tell you what, this is going down a lot better than what it did. So sometimes chip, but as long as you're shooting, do it. Did you ever go back to that place out that poverty-stricken area?
No, not yet. Pretty simple, really. Principle same with if you've got a raised bed. Principle the same, but you probably don't. What you might want to do with the raised bed is you don't put so much soil into it. So you might leave it, say, 100 mil stored soil to put in the raised bed, and then as it comes up, you just put more soil in on top.
Put some of the stuff on top. Organic matter. A lot of people use a bit of compost on top, but we'll use this. Get rid of it. Goes back to the soil.
So generally, how much potatoes do you get per tube or potato you put in? I know it varies, but
Per putts, but I've seen guys get 1 to 2 kilos, maybe I've seen some of those big desirays in Agria.
Yep.
Easy 3 kilos per plant if the soil is good.
And that'll all depend too on the mounding as well.
Yeah. We'll be back in about 2 weeks to go through the mounding.
Yep.
It's probably not how a lot of people do it, but I don't know. It's a bit of work. You don't need to go to a gym. Some South Africans actually.
And they found it. Here we are. Nice trench, 4 trenches for the side of the māra. And this is our potatoes. Too much, alright? It's coming along well. Too easy. Too much, alright? We're done. So, task done today is plant potatoes and some lettuces and some carrots. So, we have potatoes in here, 4 rows, marked by pegs, 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you see the potatoes come up, that'll be pretty obvious. And then what we'll do is we'll mound it. So pretty much where the potato is, all the way as it coming through, that's along that chute is where the potatoes will grow. Pulled out the old broccoli, planted lettuces, and we've also planted carrots. So underneath here, we're just letting them germinate, and that's really just to stop the rain and washing the seed away. So we're just holding it in place, and eventually you'll see in a couple of weeks' time there'll be little yellow shoots coming through. Once they're established, then we'll take that off and the carrots will be away. And then we've got 2 more rows of potatoes, again marked by the stakes that are in the line there, and they'll go up there and they'll soon shoot through. So this is now our 3rd potato patch that third māra of potatoes that we've done. So we've got at the home, out on the homestead, and now here coming through. Next we'll probably, once they have eaten up the cabbages, we'll put some vegetables in here, but also along that bit, and we'll put some in there. But we just need to talk to the owner and the whānau that are here, see what they like, and we'll probably bring in some blood and bone and just sprinkle around leaves just to feed it. But that's us. That's what we're up to today. Well, kia ora whānau. Thanks for watching. It's Kaitiaki Mara Kai, food solutions for sustainability and security, backyard gardens. And again, if you're not in the garden, you're a nomad. Alright, have a good day. Hope you enjoyed.